Hey, Mike here from the Focus Garage. In today's video, we're going to be putting LED taillights on my Mark 6 Volkswagen Jetta. This video applies to all facelift Mark 6 Jetta, so it's going to be 2015 and newer. So if your car came with the halogen taillights and you bought the LED taillights that I've got listed in the description, they're available from a couple different sellers on eBay and AliExpress that I've seen. This is going to be the instructions that you need to put them on your car. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Something that I do want to note is that this piece here has your turn signal right in the bottom, which is just the same way your factory one did. It has a separate brake light and turn signal. But the nice thing is with these taillights, they offer you to have a turn signal piece in the trunk as well. So the instructions that I'm going to be showing you are going to be including getting this turn signal piece in your trunk working in conjunction with the piece on the outside. So to remove the taillights on this car, I've already gone ahead and done it, but it's very, very easy. You'll just reach around here, around the back, and you'll just pull this felt cover off. It's just right around the other side, reach in there, pull this felt cover off. And then for the outer taillights, there's just this wing nut. Right tight, left loose. Go ahead and unscrew that, and the whole taillight will pop out. For the inner taillights, I've gone ahead and removed this whole panel. We've shown this in other videos, but if you are not sure how to do this, I will show you. You don't have to do this step to take out the taillights. I did this step to run the wiring for the outer lights. This is pretty much clipped in here from the factory. You'll pull these tabs off on either side, and then there's two spots also in these grab handles right here where you'll have two T20 screws on each side. So you take the panels off, pull out the screws, you just give it a good tug down, and this whole thing comes up. The pieces that hold on the inner trunk taillights is going to be either I think it's a 12mm nut, but it also has a provision for a flathead screwdriver. So take those out, and then you can go ahead and pull out the inner taillight pieces here. So that's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and head over to the bench right now, where I'm going to show you guys how to wire these up. These pieces do come with adapter harnesses, but they're wired wrong from everywhere that I've seen. So I did figure it out, how to get everything working the way it should. So we're going to head to the bench and show you guys the pinout and how that all needs to work. All right, so what I'm going to explain to you guys right now is how to properly set up these harnesses to work on your car. There's not much information about these online at all. Nobody's really got a detailed pinout or anything like that. And from what I've seen, everybody gets these harnesses shipped to them a different way. This is how it's going to work. Essentially, I was provided by somebody here a wiring diagram for the outer taillight. So you're going to see a lot of these have this big bulk of wiring. This is only for the inner ones. For the outer one, this is how it should go. You're going to have the car's wiring harness pin out on this side, and the red tab also facing this side. Mine was flipped upside down. So car pin out here, red tab there. All you're going to do is you're going to pop this little tab here by sticking a pick on either side. This will pop up. And then in the front, you can see there's a small hole above and below the bigger hole. This is what we're going to use to push out the wires. Essentially, the way it should be lined up is you should have every wire going in order. So it's going to be pretty much 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, and 4 to 4. There is a fifth plug in here that does not get used. And what I have here is a T-tap, which is used to send the turn signal from the outer taillight to the inner one that these taillights do have. So this is going to be your outer taillight harness. So yeah, if you guys need to pause on this to see how things go, you can zoom out just a little bit there. This is how it's going to look. You know, your pin number 1 is going to need to go to the top one. If the red clip is this side, that'll be your running light. Then you've got 2 for your brake light, 3 is your earth, 4 is your turn signal, which will have to be sent to the outer or to the inner taillight if you want to have both pieces have the signal on, and then 5 is unused. So that's the outer taillight. Okay. So now we've got the inner harness. This is a harness that's going to go on the trunk mounted lights on the inner side. Same thing here. These are shipped in all different configurations, all different color wires and everything like that. You're going to want it the same orientation as the outer plugs. So red tab up on this side, that the same side you have the numbers on from the factory harness. And it's going to be pretty much the same way. You're going to have 1 go to the top plug. That's going to be your running light. 2 to the second plug. That's your ground. 3 to the third, reverse. And then 4 to 4 for your rear fog. And then here's what I was saying. You see how I've got this long bound up bunch of wire here. This is going to be the bottommost plug on here. Doesn't correspond to anything on the factory plug. But what this is going to run to is that red wire that I had coming off of my trunk or of my outside mounted taillight. So this will run into that, and I'll show you the piece right here. Basically, that I've got the turn signal piece from the other taillight. These will connect, and that'll allow both pieces to have the turn signal there. I do want to give a big shout out to A Mancuso, who helped me kind of figure out this wiring diagram. Like I mentioned, there's no information about this out there, and it is difficult to see what's supposed to go to where. If you do have any questions, let me know, but I do think this is pretty clear. You just want both harnesses, you know, to be straight with the red tabs facing up. That's how they're supposed to be there. So just to give you an idea of what the previous taillights looked like, it looked like this, and we switched to this. This is actually the dark red finish. They come in a light red and a dark red finish. This is the darker finish. You can see they're very, very similar in appearance compared to the stock taillights. However, the function of them is entirely different. I'm going to go ahead now, start the car, and show you guys the way these function. So those are your running lights. When you step on the brake, that's what you get. And then there is your hazard right there. So this is what the taillights will pretty much look like fully illuminated. The difference I was saying before, is you've got the blinker here, but if you want to run that wire from the inside of the trunk to the outside taillight, you're going to get this really sweet looking amber piece all the way through, which is something that I wanted to do with it. But that wraps it up. You can see there is no hyper flash with it. I do not have any bulb out error in the car. I've seen different people, some say they do get bulb out error, some say they don't. But this is pretty much how it turned out there. Very, very pleased with how it looks. I think it adds a very upscale look to the vehicle. But yeah, everything works with them, and they fit really well. They installed just the same way the stock ones did. And that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video. If you do have any questions about how I went installing these, different things that I modified, or whatever, definitely feel free to let me know. I can answer pretty much any question about these taillights now that I've repinned these harnesses 16 different times and ran the wire and everything like that. It all should be good to go. Like I said, this is Mike. Thanks for watching. If you did like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, give us a thumbs down, but let us know what you didn't like about the video. Be sure to subscribe, click that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one.